All right, let's get into it. By the way, if you haven't done so already, now's the perfect time to subscribe. Now, let's check out this video. Now, this is a landlord with a similar message to what we were just saying, but let's check it out from him.
So I'm just walking through a property of mine.
Okay, by the way, his message is really good, but I just want to interrupt him for a second. I don't know if you noticed, but he's like ducking down every time he walks through this apartment, which goes back to what you were saying before. Like, get a property worth renting, therefore equals a good tenant. What do you think?
Properties with 6 foot tall ceilings are probably not gonna.
Probably not the
get
best
you
tenant.
tenants. Right.
It's you'll see, it's a problem tenant. We actually just evicted her. We had to get the sheriff to come and switch the locks out. It was a painful eviction process. I think the best lesson you guys can learn from all this is don't give people a break. You want to help people, and I get why you want to help people, but you're not actually helping them. You're just hurting yourself when you try and help them.
Basically what you were saying before, right? Like, just when they're late on the rent, charge them a late fee. Don't let them off the hook. When they call you and tell you they're 15 days late, tell them there's going to be a late fee, and if you don't pay, by the 15th, I'm going to start eviction proceedings, right? Like, just...
Yeah, I mean, you got to be rules are rules. So, Sam, from a fellow Canadian,
could you tell he was Canadian? What gave it away?
All day,
I don't think I've ever had that accent, to be honest with you.
Come on.
Growing up with the friends I grew up with, just never happened.
Man.
Don't just get caught up in that sunk cost feeling, or that, oh my God, I don't want to have to renovate it. It's a huge mistake. You can just see all of the damage throughout this property. Real talk.
Oh my. All right, real talk.
Yeah, real talk.
Real talk. All right, so this next one's going to show us a little damage. This is what happens when you get a bum tenant.
God. Okay, so the flooring's all gone. It's all leaked everywhere. When I give him this garden, it was absolutely immaculate.
It was immaculate.
Just really overgrown. It's trashed. Oh, look at all the drains collapsed.
Oh
my God. Oh,
that looks like our intro.
Just pigs.
The pigs. But just going back to the...
They're pigs.
They're pigs, mate. They're pigs. But look at
like, the pig sty.
They will break anything. They will break anything.
Dude, what the hell?
Like, how do you break that? They will just break anything.
It's concrete.
Right. Like, so you just don't know what to expect, which is why you really got to screen people. This next guy's got a variety of properties. He's an experienced landlord. He talks about how, he's got property managers in place. He's got a screening process in place, but he still got stung. He got stung pretty bad on this one. First, I'm going to show you the property and how trashed it got. But then this guy actually goes back to the house the next day and interviews the tenants, and that is absolutely hilarious. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's check him out.
This is going to be good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The doors are open.
All right, we're coming in.
So the doors are just left open, just like, and we know they still live there because he goes back the next day. But doors just wide open.
We're not going in. So first off, you can see they're literally stealing electricity from the upstairs tenant, and they've been complaining about it forever, but they just keep coming and plugging it back in. So when I got here, they literally just had the water running, and then they've got all of this garbage back here.
Okay, so when he gets there, the door is wide open. They're stealing the power from upstairs. The hose is on, just running. The hose is just running.
So these people live in the basement.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not the basement that we just saw.
Different basement.
A few seconds ago.
Different basement.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a Canadian basement.
Maybe it's a Canadian. I was just gonna say that. I think it's a Canadian basement.
All of the windows have been broken by them, and in the eviction hearing, they were complaining about how we haven't come to fix the broken windows that they've broken in the process of going through not paying their rent. With all of this crap here, we got a super pissed off call from the owners there.
So they have the door open. They're stealing the power. The windows are broken. The hose is on running all day. And that's the front yard. Total disaster. Yep. Okay, so like I said, the next day, he goes back to the house and knocks on the door and asks him, like, hey, I know I'm evicting you right now. We both know that because we've already been to court. But how about we do a 5-minute interview? And this guy's like the happiest, luckiest guy ever. And they treat him like
a great dude.
Total great dude. And they treat him like total garbage. And he's just like smile on his face the whole time. Like, yep, great. Yep. Get out by Friday. Have a nice day. Shaking hands.
Yeah.
Super patient guy. Let's check it out.
I have a loan on this property, so every month I don't get paid. I'm paying out of my account, planning
I
on.
really feel as though he should have renewed the lease.
Okay, wait.
Dude, homies, they couldn't even pull up another chair. There's like these girls just sitting
But
on
he
his
just
lap.
told them, like, hey, like, you're not paying the rent, and I have to pay out of my pocket every month to maintain this home. And the next word out of the guy's mouth is, you should have renewed the lease. Like, on what basis? And then he says this, after wanting to renew the lease, this is the next word.
This house is a piece of just to keep it real with you. You have no driveway, none. You really have no yard space.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh,
right.
My goodness.
The driveway and the yard space did not change from the time you rented the home until the time you didn't pay the rent, okay?
As a
Like, what
matter
does
of
that have
fact,
to do with
the
anything?
upstairs tenant has been maintaining the yard space. It looks beautiful.
Right. So we went from like, look, guys, like, I have to pay the mortgage payment every time you don't pay the rent, to you should have renewed my lease, to your house is a POS and you have no yard and your driveway sucks.
Man.
All right, so this is what happens when you don't properly screen your tenants. You end up dealing with this stuff. Now, this next guy's got a pretty good message, and I'm going to forgive him for the fuzzy Canadian socks. Let's check him out.
Move on to the next applicant. It is better to have your property sit vacant for a month and wait for the perfect tenant rather than to get the first person that's breathing that can sign a lease into the building.
All right,
That's
now pretty
what I
good
was
message.
saying. That's what I said.
Pretty good message, but come on, those socks are ridiculous, bro.
I think those socks are legendary.
You're right.
As exciting as it is to buy your first investment property, Sam and I have been there. And one of the things that we keep driving home is don't overlook the tenant selection process. Here's a couple of things, red flags, I should say, that you should be looking out for. If any of these things pop up, then kindly decline any of the applications. So poor debt to income ratio, unverifiable income, poor credit history, a history of late rent, lies on their application. I've had this happen so many times. You want to make sure that there's no prior evictions or convictions. These are no-goes. No smokers in your properties. And on that note, that is the signs of nightmare tenants that you need to avoid.
Yeah, I
Red
just want to
flags.
say as well, like, no evictions, bad credit history. Someone's going to have an excuse to all of those. They're going to have a story for everything, okay? Don't drink the Kool-Aid. There's a reason they have bad credit and an eviction history. All right, so there you have it. That's for all you investors out there and aspiring landlords. We told you to go through the tenant checklist. We told you to buy the right rental property. We told you to be a good landlord. I'm going to put a video on the screen of the video we did last week. Make sure you check that out. I'm also going to post Mark and I's contacts down below. Feel free to call us for any lending or real estate needs, even if we're not in your area. By the way, if you haven't done so already, now's the perfect time to subscribe. That pretty much does it for me, Mark. What do you say?
That's it from me too, man. I think we're out.
We're out.
Till next time.
Peace, everyone.